Hey guys. Alright, so I am taking some constructive criticism from some of my last videos and trying to be a little less YouTubey and more myself. So I thought that I would do this vlog style post just to kind of give you an update on how I'm doing, and it's kind of like an 8-month state of the union for what it's like for me after my daughter Libby died in a car accident at the age of 10. So yeah, here we go. We'll see how you guys like this format. I am normally a planner and a scripter, and this is totally weird for me to just be talking off the cuff here, so it could be really bad, but we'll see. All right, so 8 months. You know, they have the saying that time heals all wounds. I think that's bullshit, but the edges definitely soften over time. I would say at 8 months, I have fewer of the like daily crying episodes, but I definitely still have, breakdowns pretty often, at least weekly, usually more than that. I tend not to cry in front of other people, to the point where it makes me kind of nervous that people are going to think that like I don't care, or I'm, insensitive, or I'm over it, like that's ever possible.
Your heart is cold.
Because I don't cry enough, either on camera or, when I'm out in public. Today was actually the first time in a very long time that I did cry in public. So I can tell you about that if you want. I don't know what you want to hear, but yeah, so I'm a teacher and we had an in-service today. And I teach at the same district where Libby went to school. And I was fine most of the morning. And then for the third session I was in, for my in-service, I was sitting there, and one by one, a bunch of Libby's teachers came into that room. They had just happened to sign up for that same session. And it was like every one of them that walked in, it's like stabby pains in the heart. And, I see them a lot, and it doesn't affect me all the time, but for some reason today, it just really got me. And in particular, I was having trouble because I saw her gym teacher and her music teacher and love them to death. They are amazing. But for some reason, it just triggered some memories, like particular memories of Libs. So the first one with the gym teacher, they do this fundraiser for the American Heart Association. And Libby got so excited for it every year. I don't know why, but as prizes for collecting money, they got these weird little like creature things that were on keychains, and you can put them on your backpack. And she was so into like getting enough donations to collect all of these little creatures, and she had them on her backpack, and she was all proud, and she'd tell me what all of their names were. And I was just imagining her in my head, sitting with me and us going through the email list and people she could text to ask for donations, and then getting so excited when she'd come home with those little keychain things. So that was one. And then there was another with her music teacher. She had actually recorded a video that I didn't see until after she died. And it's just her in her room, and she's doing that Cups song that Anna Kendrick does. The one, I can't do it, but the one where you clap and flip the cups over. And in the middle of the video, she stops and she's like, "Shout out to my music teacher for teaching me how to do this." And then I saw the music teacher, and I couldn't get that image of her out of my head. And so I kind of felt the tears welling up after a little bit, and I asked the person next to me if they had a tissue, and she gave me a tissue, and I'm trying to dab away the tears, and I could tell it wasn't gonna work. It was just like all these memories were rushing back, and I'm just sitting there like I couldn't pay attention to anything the poor speaker was saying, and I was just nonstop thinking about Libs with all of these memories kind of rushing through my brain, and the tears just they just started running down my face, and I could tell I was gonna lose it. So I got up and I went to the bathroom and just sobbed in the bathroom. And then it was super embarrassing because I had to walk back in and my eyes were all like red and puffy, and I had people texting me like, "Are you okay?" Not really. So yeah, that was kind of weird for me. I've been teaching every day and nothing, I've held it together pretty well. But that got to me today. But other than that, usually in public, I don't really cry a lot. Anyway, so yeah, but still definitely having, in private when I'm at my house or in my car is a bad one. I don't know. Is it like that for you? Other people who are grieving? Because for me, the car is terrible. I cry a lot in the car. So pretty good about holding it together in public other than today. But definitely still having the crying fits at home. So that hasn't gone away. But I would say, you know, like I said, the edges have dulled a little bit, but it's still with me every day. I mean, it is a never-ending kind of like dull ache that's always there. I think from the outside, I look like I have my shit together, but I'm still definitely a hot mess on the inside. Perfect example. I mean, like only me, honestly. Like, you know, with everything that happened with my daughter, and like this week, my mom is going to radiation for her pancreatic cancer, so I have to like take off a couple days of work to go help her with her cancer treatment. And, you know, my dog died, and I let my son talk me into getting a new puppy. He's 8 months old. We adopted him. He's an Australian and German Shepherd mix. He's freaking insane. Insane. Like, do not ever let your teenagers talk you into getting a dog by saying that they will take care of it, because no. just no. They don't. So this dog, he named him Goober. Goober is the perfect name for him. He chews everything in my house, including my hands and feet and shoes and anything that he can find. He just chews it up and runs around like a nut. So, you know, I wasn't sleeping very well before anyway, and now I'm sleeping even less because I hear him like hauling around the house at 90 miles an hour. So yeah, all that stuff is going on. And then right when I was about to film this, I had a big cup of coffee and sat down at my desk and elbowed it and knocked it over. It went all over me, hence my stylish sweatshirt, because I had to change. All over me, all over the desk, all over the floor. And I was like, yeah, it was like the perfect metaphor for my life. Like that's my life. Yes. What else? It's just crazy. Yeah. I'm at that, like, I have to laugh or else I will just cry all the time. So, yeah. I would say the next thing about 8 months, and again, this is just my experience. No one is on a timeline. You know, everybody grieves differently. But for me personally, I've been a little bit worried because I have been avoiding a little bit. And I know from all of my, you know, I'm doing a grief coach certification and I research grief all the time. And from doing the blog and working with other people who are grieving, I know that that's normal. So I'm trying not to beat myself up too much. But I will find, whereas before I would just watch videos constantly of Libby and look at her picture all the time, I've stopped doing that. It's almost like I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And I know that if I do that sharp pain is going to come back. So I've been avoiding it. So like I have pictures of Libby all over the place, and I've just kind of like avoid, you know, I'll walk down the hallway like, don't look, like blinders on. Yeah. And I'm not sure why now, but, that's something else that I've been doing. Kind of along with that, something else that kind of stresses me out is her room, because I haven't touched it and I don't go in there. The door stays shut. It looks just like it looked on the day she died. except it is flooded with all of the gifts that people gave us and, cards and everything else. I mean, we've gotten so many things from people and her friends and her school. They all drop stuff off, and it's all sitting on her floor. And as like a minimalist clean freak, that part of me is like, oh, like I know I need to clean it. And I know I should start like packing up some of her stuff and maybe giving some things away and whatever. And I just cannot bring myself to do it. Every time I've gone in there, I have just sobbed. Like I have lost it completely. And so that's another thing I'm avoiding. And again, I'm trying to give myself some grace there because I know I'm just not ready yet. I'm not ready to face that. Like I want in the worst way to get one of those t-shirt blankets made, and I can't bring myself, like I would love to curl up in a blanket made of her t-shirts, but I can't bring myself to go in there and pick out the t-shirts. So yeah, that's just another thing that's on my mind that I'm kind of dealing with every day when I get home. Sometimes I just stare at her door. I just stand there and stare at the door, and it's weird. I am absolutely freaking dreading the holidays. It's October right now. I already had an issue when I got out my fall decorations because Libby was so excited when I did that. Her teacher actually just texted me the other day and said she remembered when Libby got so excited with her getting her fall decorations out. And I thought she just described it perfectly. Libby had an old soul. Like if you would meet her, you would never think she was 10 years old. She seemed so much older than that. Just so kind and wise and sweet. But she also had that childlike wonder still. She got so excited about the little things. She absolutely loved me getting out the decorations. And she loved, baking cookies and making applesauce and all the stuff that came along with fall. And the same thing, like Thanksgiving, she loved the big family dinner, and Christmas. Oh my gosh, she loved Christmas. And the thought of having to do those things without her is kind of paralyzing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been contemplating taking my boys. If you don't know, I have 2 teenage boys. Contemplating just taking them somewhere different and just getting out of town. But I know even with Christmas, like because I have the boys, I don't want to like not celebrate. Which is why I got the fall stuff out in the first place. It wasn't for me. It was for them, trying to keep some sense of normalcy. And I want to do that, I'll get the Christmas tree, but I'm just dreading it because I know I'm going to see all of her ornaments and everything she was so excited about. And it's going to suck. There's no other way to say that. It's just going to be awful. So not looking forward to that. And really, I would say the biggest thing still, and it's been the same thing for a while, is this sense of not knowing who I am. Because I was a mom. And specifically, I was Libby's mom. The boys were older. And I did so many things with her. And just ran her to dance all the time and, helped her with her schoolwork. And she still was young enough to, like, want me around all the time. And I thought I was going to have 8 more years of dance competitions and driving her around everywhere and listening to all of her stories. And now I don't. I've said before, it was like I was thrust into that almost empty nest thing overnight. And it's really hard because, moms, if you're, we're so busy. I was so busy. Like I complained all the time because I never had any time to myself. And now I have all of this time to myself. And I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know who in the hell I am, like other than a mom. And so that's kind of terrifying, thinking about the future and wondering what I'm going to do with myself. I mean, I'm going to be done teaching pretty soon. I'm planning on teaching another 5 years, and after that I need to find something to support myself, and I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know what makes me happy, and I'm still in that phase where I feel like I'm never really going to be happy. And I'm alone a lot, and that's weird for me. It's really weird adjusting. So I've done some things to try to like fill up my time, and I've been pretty good about like going out with friends when they ask, and I joined a book club and joined like a women's group, but those are just, like a few times a month, and the majority of like every day I'm just kind of alone because my boys are doing their own thing, or they're at work or play practice or wherever they are with their friends, and it's just me, and that's weird and a little scary thinking about living the rest of my life like that. Yeah. Anyway, God, I feel like this is really depressing. Like the people who said that they just wanted me to vent about what my life is really like, yeah, are you depressed now? Because this is, yeah. Okay, so that is everything. Hopefully I didn't completely depress you now, but if you are grieving, maybe some of the stuff that I say will resonate with you. Maybe if you just lost someone that you love, you'll find a little bit of hope in everything I'm saying, with the fact that acute, like immediate feeling like you're gonna die pain does get easier with time. But there are still things that take its place. It's kind of ever evolving, and yeah. So, all right, that was it. I will try to be more me and loosey-goosey, but I definitely am a planner, so I'm still going to do the other kind of content that I was doing. But if you like this, let me know. I'm curious if the person who told me to just blab about myself, if you guys actually like that, or if you like the more, curated content. That's the teacher in me that's like that. But anyway. Shameless plug, if you would like to learn more about me or read my blog or watch more of my videos, you can head to grievingmommy.com. I will also link other videos here for you to watch of mine. And yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoy like that. But anyway, okay, I'm done. I will catch you guys later. Love and hugs.